Hey everyone, it's Allison from MGD Crochet. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we've got this super chunky crochet blanket. This I had made for a friend and it is so squishy, super easy to make. It's done with blanket yarn, Bernat Blanket Yarn, and it is just so much fun to make, very easy, beginner friendly. It's got great texture, and I'm really looking forward to walking you through the tutorial for this. So for the tutorial, I'm going to be making up a small sample for you so you can see the stitch pattern and the border and also the fringe. Like I said before, I used Bernat Blanket Yarn. I believe the color here is called Gray Storm. That was for the main body of the blanket. And for the border, I believe it's called Coal. I'll have everything listed for you in the description box below, plus how to adjust the size of the blanket. So here I'm just using a 10mm crochet hook. You'll need, of course, scissors, a tapestry needle, and a tape measure to complete this project. So just to begin our starting chain with this blanket, let's make a slip knot. And the full-size blanket is 79 chains. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to be chaining 21 chains. The stitch multiple for this blanket is 2 plus 3, so 76 plus 3 is 79. But like I said, for the sample size, I'm just going to do 18 plus 3, which is 21. So I'm just working my way here till I get to 21, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I just got to 21 chains. For you, it would be 79, and we're going to start row 1. So we are going to place a single crochet in the third chain from the hook, one single crochet right there. And then we're going to skip one chain. And in the next chain, we're going to place another single crochet. And in that same space, same chain, we're going to place another single crochet. So you'll have 2 single crochets in the same space. And then we're going to skip another chain and place 2 more single crochets into the following chain. And skip the next chain, and in the following chain, 2 more single crochets. And then just keep going until you get to the end, and I will meet you there to finish off the first row. So I've worked my way across this first row here, and I've got 2 stitches left. So we're going to skip 1 stitch, and we'll just place 1 single crochet into the last stitch of the foundation chain, and that completes row 1. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. And in the very first stitch, we'll place 1 single crochet. There we go. And then we're going to skip 1 stitch and place 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So 1 and 2, and skip 1 stitch again and place 2 single crochets into the following stitch. 1 and 2. And keep working all the way across like this, and I'll meet you back at the end of the row and I'll show you how to finish off this row. So just finishing off row 2. So what we've got here is 1 stitch, and then we have the turning chain. So we're going to skip that stitch, and we are going to place our final stitch into the turning chain from the previous row. So we just insert our hook there, and we just do 1 single crochet into that turning chain, and that completes row 2. So let's chain 1, turn our work, and we're just going to repeat that row all the way across. So we've got 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and skip 1 chain, and 2 single crochet into the next stitch, And basically it's a 1 row repeat for this whole blanket. You should have 76 stitches in total across. If you're not sure where your stitches are, just use a stitch marker at the end and the beginning of the rows, and that way it's a little bit easier to find the top of the turning chain and where to place that final stitch. So just at the end of row 3 here, let's show you again how to finish off a row. So I skipped 1 stitch and I've got 2 single crochet that go in the next stitch, and then I have 1 single crochet there, and let's find that turning chain again with the needle there. So it's just right there in the loops, the 2 loops from the turning chain. So skip 1 stitch and then place your final single crochet into that turning chain. And that's how you finish the row. So I'm just going to continue here with a few more rows to finish off the sample size, and then we'll get into working the border. But the blanket, the full-size blanket is 55 inches in length. Of course, you can stop whenever you like, and yeah, then we'll just meet up and we will work on the border. So before we move on to the border, I just wanted to pause here and show you the texture of this beautiful stitch that we have going here. It's super soft, super squishy. It just makes such a wonderful blanket. So let's get into working the border. So I'm just going to work my last stitch here, and I'm just going to pull up a loop, and then I'm going to take my contrasting color that I've chosen for the border, and I'm just going to pull it through on my hook. And there we have attached our border colors. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. And you can trim your main color yarn. I already did that off camera. And for the border, it's just going to be a half double crochet all the way around. So let's put a half double crochet into the first stitch and just keep working a half double crochet into each and every stitch all the way across until you get to the first corner. And once you get to the first corner, I will show you how to make the corner and then how to go down the first side of the blanket. So I've just worked across the top of my blanket with the border, and I've just approached the last stitch here. So let's put 1 half double crochet in that last stitch, and then to make the corner, we're going to put a double crochet and another half double crochet. So each corner has 1 half double crochet, and then another half double crochet. And then let's turn our work, and in that turning chain there, we're going to put a half double crochet, and then we're just going to continue down the side with half double crochets, working evenly all the way down the side of the blanket. So the trick here is you don't want it to pucker or you don't want it to pull, so just work a few half double crochets and see how everything is laying out, and then you can adjust if you need to make any adjustments for where you place your stitches from that point on. So I'm just going to continue to work here down to the corner, and I'll meet you there and we'll work the second corner. Okay, so just at the second corner here, which would be the bottom left part of the blanket, we will do our half double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet all into the same space. There we go. And then rotate our work and work evenly across the bottom into every stitch with a half double crochet. And then you will get to the next corner, and we will again, of course, work 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet into that corner. So after this third corner, make your way up the last side of the blanket, and I will meet you where we started back at the beginning, and we'll fasten everything off together. Just working the final corner here for our border. So I'm going to work 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet into the same space. There we go, 1 half double crochet, 1 last half double crochet, and then let's just join with a slip stitch to the very first half double crochet, and we can pull through and fasten off our yarn. So try to get it under both loops there. Yeah. And yarn over, pull through. And there we go. There's our border. So give it a trim and secure your yarn there and pull through. There we go. Okay, so now that we're done with the border, let's work on the fringe. So I've got an alternate color here just to demonstrate for the fringe. It's a knotted fringe, so we just need a little bit extra yarn here to work the knotted fringe. So I've measured out approximately 21 inches for each strand, and you're going to want to cut a whole bunch of strands. So I've just measured it out there, and then I'm just going to go and measure against that first strand that I cut there, and then just do a whole bunch of strands so we can get started on the fringe. So starting in the bottom left corner, we're going to take one strand of yarn to start with and just fold it in half and insert your hook into the bottom corner there and wrap your yarn around the hook and pull through. And then you're going to pull through both strands through the loop and just give it a tug, and then you've got your first fringe started there. So next we're going to take two strands of yarn and line them up together and fold them in half again evenly. There we go. And we're going to count across 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and in the next stitch, the third stitch, we will just do the same and pull through. So you have a loop, and then pull all the strands through that and just tighten your knot, just like that. There we go. Great, and then we're going to work our way across in that same manner. Skip 2 stitches, put your fringe on the third, and then I will show you how to do the knotted part. Okay, so working with the second fringe in from the corner, you want to separate out 2 of the strands and set them aside, and then tie a knot with the left 2 strands with the corner strands. So you just wrap it around and tie a knot, and there you go. Just give it a gentle tug. Before you tighten it all the way, I measured about 2 inches from the bottom of the border to the knot, and then I kind of had a guide for making it even all the way across. So there we go. So then on to the next grouping. I've got my 2 strands there on the left, and I'm separating the ones on the right over to the side. And then I'm just going to make a knot with those 4 strands. Pull it through. Here we go. Measure it up, make sure everything looks roughly even. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there we go. And then you just keep going all the way across, and then of course you're going to want to do it on the other end of the blanket in the same way. And then all that there's left really to do is just trim the fringe on both ends. Just give it a nice little haircut so that everything is even. And then we are done the blanket. So I love the way this knotted fringe looks. It's just like a bit of a different twist on the fringe. And I think it just adds a nice touch to the blanket. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much, as always, for spending your time with me. And I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Take care.